thanks for being here as usual. You all have been working hard to help us to get the message out of Tobago Jazz Experience. Thanks a lot for your efforts. Just get a couple seconds. We're going to speak to the director, the secretary, and the administrator. The Secretary for Tourism and Transportation, the Honorable Tracy Davidson-Celestine, the Director for Tourism, Mrs. Frederica Brooks-Adams, and the Administrator for the Division of Tourism and Transportation, Ms. Sherilyn Solomon. As per usual, we know the rules. We've been working by this for the weekend. You identify yourself, your media house, keep your questions brief, and if you would like the Secretary to answer, address your question to the relevant person at the table. Secretary, the press conference, we have local and international media, and they were anxious actually to speak with you.
Okay, all right, thank you very much.
So you all can go ahead and field your questions.
Elizabeth Williams, TV6 and Express. Just wanted to know from you what exactly is the allocation for the 2016 Jazz Experience, and how has it been so far in terms of the artists chosen?
Well, so far the Tobago Jazz Experience 2015 has achieved most of the objectives that we would have set out. One, destination awareness. Of course, you know that is critical, ensuring that persons come to the destination. The THTA would have indicated that hotel occupancy is about 80%. That is at last week, Wednesday, and so I expect that would increase. And people are enjoying themselves basically, and most importantly, the community, Speyside, Castara, Bell Garden, Betsy's Hope, etc., Scarborough, Canal, Bonacord, residents from all over have been able to ply their trade for the Jazz Festival. We have over 70 persons who will sell different things, whether it be food, beverages, art and craft, so that at the end of the day, a visitor who comes to the destination can get a complete package and true representation in terms of what Tobago has to offer.
Exactly the allocation towards this year's festival?
Well, it's not necessarily the allocation, but it's what the Tobago House of Assembly is investing in the Jazz Experience. And I'm advised from the chairman of the festival committee that the Tobago House of Assembly's input is estimated at about $3 million. This is, of course, after ticket sales and the level of sponsorship that we would have received, gate receipts, as I said, and persons paying for a number of different things. It is anticipated that we will not be spending more than $3 to $4 million.
Michel John from TV Martinique. We don't see a lot of foreigners. We don't see a lot of foreigners at this festival. How you explain that?
Well, I'm not so sure how you're measuring foreigners, because yes, I'm not so sure how you're measuring foreigners. But the thing is, there are quite a number of persons who have come for the Jazz Festival, and we expect that it will increase over the years.
Good afternoon, Secretary. My name is Candice Jackson from Tobago Channel 5 News. Exactly how many of the VIP tickets were given out complimentary, and how much were actually sold?
Well, the Tobago House of Assembly has a VIP arrangement where we give invitations to persons, and that is what we are treating with at this time.
Any figure?
That's the THA VIP. I think we printed about 75 invitations.
And what's the expected revenue for the Jazz Festival this year?
Well, as I said, the Tobago House of Assembly's investment in the Jazz Festival is within the vicinity of about $3 to $4 million. The revenues will be known at the end of the Jazz Festival when all the numbers have come in terms of the ticket sales, and we will report that to you at a later date.
Madam Secretary, Melissa Doughty, Newsday. In terms of the developmental trust, I know you mentioned at Speyside that this is part of the move toward event tourism in Tobago. Can you identify for us in terms of the development of event tourism, what else does the THA have in works and in train to further develop event tourism on the island?
Our role in the Division of Tourism and Transportation is to market the destination and all the different assets and activities in a particular way to get persons to come. And so within the Division of Tourism and Transportation alone, we have a number of signature events that we put out there to the foreigners as well as to our domestic market, which is basically Trinidad. And so early in the year, we have the Tobago Jazz Experience, which is where we are now. We have the Blue Food Festival later on in the year. We partner with the Division of Community Development and Culture and also the community of Buko to have the goat race and the crab race festival, and even Mount Pleasant. We also give them some sponsorship. We have different things like the boat festival, the Dragon Boat Festival that is held in June, and a number of different activities throughout the year. We sponsor also a number of different sport events as well. And we have been restructuring the Culinary Festival with a view to it happening again in 2016. And so the Tobago House of Assembly on a whole, the Division of Community Development and Culture also has quite a number of festivals, heritage festivals, so to speak. All of them are geared towards attracting persons to the destination.
Given that we are in a recession and we are looking at restructuring our economy, how much of a greater role do you see tourism playing in terms of, I know we mentioned or we looked at, it was mentioned that the creative sector is one way through which we can further diversify our economy. How do you think or how is the THA aiding in that, then the further development of the creative sector? I know the Tobago Jazz Experience has really pushed local acts and the growth of musicianship in the island and throughout Trinidad and Tobago, but in terms of further growing the creative sector to aid in the country's economic diversification, what else is being done?
One of the things that we have been trying to do in terms of pushing the creative sector is to encourage private sector participation, because of course the Tobago House of Assembly can only go so far. We are responsible for facilitating the process. And so for some time now we have been looking at the development of both fashion and film. And we have been working with the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival, a collaborative approach to have film done in Tobago. We have been sponsoring quite a number of persons who come to the destination, quite a number of locals to do film as well. As part, outside of that, there are quite a number of fashion events in Tobago. We just experienced the Fashion Coda. That also would have received funding support from the Tobago House of Assembly. And then there is also the Tobago Fashion Weekend that is also funded by the Tobago House of Assembly. And then there are a number of different designers throughout the island who receive support from the THA through the Business Development Unit, grants, loans, that kind of thing. And the Tobago House of Assembly also sponsors them in going to different missions so that they can see what other fashion designers are doing, learn the trends and that kind of thing, and also gain exposure in the process. So there is an arrangement that calls for the private sector to collaborate with the Tobago House of Assembly in terms of pushing the creative sector. And we also have the Cove Eco Development Park that also has an area designated for persons who would want to do light manufacturing, so to speak.
All right, we just have time for 2 more questions. Please keep them very brief. And so we'll have Paulette from UK and Davia from Information Division, and that will be the end of it.
Hi, I'm Paulette from FiveEyes.tv from the UK. What I would like to ask you, there's quite a few free events going on, which I think is fantastic. So the local people that cannot afford to come to the weekend can come there. So whose idea was that?
Well, it's the brainchild of all of us in the Tobago House of Assembly, because it's a collaborative approach. and the members of staff within the Division of Tourism and Transportation are responsible for implementing policy.
Thank you.
Madam Sec, you'd have attended the majority of the events, if not all. Are you pleased with what you've seen thus far for Tobago Jazz Experience 2016?
Yes, I think the level of organization is much improved. One of the criticisms after we have done the survey report in 2015 was about the traffic management. And I've observed that there is basically a free flow of traffic. Speyside, coming down here on Friday, I didn't really experience much traffic. Even today, I was pleasantly surprised that there was hardly any traffic. And so I think that the level of organization, starting exactly on time, if we say we're starting 4 o'clock, we start at 4 o'clock, and so things are tighter, things are crisper, and the performances have been great so far.
As we talk about performances, Secretary, tell us who was your favorite so far?
No, I can't say that. I have to support everyone.
All right.
But I'm very pleased this year that we had some excellent performances from the locals. And when I say locals, I'm referring to those who reside here in Tobago as well as those who reside in Trinidad. Hats off to them. The Tobago Jazz Experience offers a stage for them to show their talent. And so far they have been doing great, and I really want to congratulate them. But most importantly, I want to take the opportunity to publicly commend the members of staff of the Division of Tourism and Transportation, the administrator who is here, the director of tourism, John Arnold, marketing manager, the communication people, everybody, and even the volunteers who would have come out to, create another successful Tobago Jazz Experience. They have worked very hard. For most of the times, they were extremely under pressure, trying to get the payments organized, trying to ensure that everything is perfect for people, and most importantly, for those who are coming to experience the jazz festival. So I really want to thank them for that, for implementing the vision of the Secretary, and most importantly, the policy of the Tobago House of Assembly.
Okay, I think that's a very good note to end this press conference. Secretary, thank you very much for your time. Admin and Director, thank you very much. I leave you now to go back and enjoy the show.